2019, and ask my friend Terry Ship to lead us in invocation.
That word of prayer, please, with Guinness. Our Heavenly Father, we're happy to be here tonight to conduct some city business, and we appreciate the day today and all the opportunities that it brought along our way. We appreciate the blessings that you continue to bestow upon each of us in our personal lives and in our families, but also in our city life as well. You seem to always give this city everything that it needs, for our residents to have a great place to live, work, and play. And we appreciate our leadership. We appreciate the way that you continue to provide us with good leaders. And we ask a special blessing for all of them tonight, that you continue to guide and direct them, and give them the wisdom that they need to carry on and carry out their activities. I ask a special blessing for Mayor Jeff and for Ed, Chiefs Thompson and Chief Malone. What an awesome responsibility it is to have the well-being and the protection of the city of Elizabethtown on their shoulders. We just ask that you be with them and let them know that they're not alone in their decision-making, and that as a council, we're here to support them as well. So we ask for your continued blessing and your love and your grace, and it's in your holy name we pray.
Amen. Amen. If you would, stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll start off with approval of minutes for June 17th, 2019. Need a motion and a second.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then our presentation for today, Ms. Jana Clark with the Elizabethtown Tourism and Convention Bureau, and Ms. Sarah Bond with Elizabethtown City Events.
Good afternoon. We are really excited about a renewal, I guess, of a partnership. As you all know, the reason I even have a job is because of the events program that was created in 2012. And so some really good things have now come about, as I'm sure most of you guys are aware, but we wanted to announce to everyone of the partnership between Elizabethtown Tourism and the events program that we're running over at the State Theater. So Jana's here today with the money. And we're really excited about that, and the Tourism Commission Bureau that agreed to do that. So just wanted to say on behalf of myself and my new team, I guess, we're very excited about it. Being able to pay for events, of course, we have to seek out a lot of sponsorships, multiple sponsorships throughout the year, as you all know, and this just alleviates a little bit of that, and we really, really do appreciate it. It helps us to do our jobs a lot easier. So thank you for that and for whatever happened to transpire there, because I know some of you had something to do with that too. So,
speaking of what transpired, hi, thank you for having us tonight to present this check for the city events program. As you all know, when the city produces amazing events and festivals, which it has done since the inception of this program, everyone benefits. It helps us create that tourism buzz and gives us something to promote in our community, but it also gives our residents a reason to stay home and enjoy life near any town. And we think in tourism that it speaks to the collective goals of both of us, which is just to enhance our community and make us a better place to live and to visit. So we're honored to be part of it. I'm here representing all of my commission who actually came up with this idea about last spring when they were actually planning for this year's sponsorships and what events they planned to sponsor. So it is it's a testament to the good work that is done, to the visitors that it brings to our community, and to Sarah and her team. So thank you for allowing us to present this check to Sarah's mom. I can shake my hand. I don't know if you can zoom that far.
If I could make a few comments, what they won't tell you is that Sarah did make a request to tourism for money like they do annually. And the request that she made was more than doubled by tourism without us even asking for that. So that's something that they stepped up to do. We're very proud of our events program under the leadership of Sarah Vaughn, and we're very excited about our new tourism director, Janice Clark, who, not because she's in here, I know what kind of person she is, and she's fantastic, and she's even harder working, and she's going to do great things there, and we're going to have a great relationship moving forward, and hope to do lots of great things. So thank you all very much. Okay, ordinance, first reading, ordinance number 15, 2019, amending the official zoning map for property located at 2875 Shepherdsville Road from regional commercial to high-density residential. So I need a motion and a second to read.
So moved, read please.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
Whereas the Elizabethtown Planning Commission held a public hearing on July the 9th, 2019, initiated by Pence Leasing LLC and TDA Properties Incorporated for property located at 2875 Shepherdsville Road, Elizabethtown, Kentucky. And whereas the Elizabethtown Planning Commission, based on the testimony at the public hearing, determined that the request to amend the official zoning map for property located at 2875 Shepherdsville Road to a proposed zoning district classification of high-density residential, R6, would be appropriate for the property, as the Planning Commission found the request to be in agreement with the city's comprehensive plan. In conformance with Harris 100, the Planning Commission has transmitted to the City Council findings of fact and a recommendation for approval of said request to amend the official zoning map, including a summary of evidence and testimony from said hearing. Now be it ordained by the City of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, that from and after the passage, approval, and publication of this ordinance, that the official zoning map is amended for property located at 2875 Shepherdsville Road from regional commercial C3 to high-density residential R6. This action is taken pursuant to a request by Pence Leasing LLC and TDA Properties Inc. for property located at 2875 Shepherdsville Road, and pursuant to the recommendation of the Elizabethtown Planning Commission. The City Council also finds that the request is in agreement with the city's comprehensive plan and that the proposed zoning classification is appropriate. The findings of fact of the Planning Commission in support of the zoning map amendment are adopted as if set out verbatim. The legal description of said property is more particularly described in Exhibit A. Be it further ordained that the mayor of the city and or his designated be is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this ordinance. Read the first time, this is the 15th day of July, 2019.
Thank you, Cindy.
Yes, Mayor.
Next order of business, second reading of ordinance number 14, 2019, closing Steel Drive to vehicular traffic. I need a motion and second to read.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Opposed?
And Mayor, for this being a second reading, in summary, this ordinance will close a portion of Steel Drive from 309 Steel Drive to the terminus of the said street. It will now be, that portion will be closed to any and all motor vehicular traffic, but it shall remain dedicated as a public right-of-way. And this ordinance was read the first time on the 17th day of June, 2019.
Thank you. Any discussion? Need a motion and a second to adopt.
Second.
We'll roll call vote, starting with Councilman Bishop.
Yes.
Councilman Deneen.
Yes.
Councilman Fulkerson.
Yes.
Councilman Shipp.
Yes, sir.
Council Lady Walker.
Yes.
Councilman Willoughby.
Yes.
Next will be municipal order 40-2019, accepting the bids for BC Concrete and Triumph Landscape Construction Incorporated for concrete installation services. Need a motion and second to read.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Whereas the city prepared bid documents and received public bids on June 27, 2019 for concrete installation services. Now be it ordered by the Elizabethtown City Council to accept the bid. Tabulation is attached as Exhibit A from BC Concrete and Triumph Landscape Construction Incorporated for concrete installation services. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and or his designate is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order. Read, adopted, and approved this the 15th day of July, 2019.
Any discussion?
Am I reading this correct? Like, if this is BC's bid, and this is Triumph's bid, and then they go together?
That would be, we use them as their bid, we use the other as their bid.
From what I
Right.
understand, I talked to Ed
Yeah.
about it. The primary person is BC see, but if they're unavailable,
Yeah.
then we might have to use, is that correct?
And, yeah, I mean, if they tell us, hey, that we can't get there for 3 weeks,
We have to have it
and we have to
done.
get something done, we have a secondary or backup option, which is why we're taking these bids.
It's the,
And BC did not bid some of the items where the other company
it's,
did.
it's Triumph firm out of Danville.
No,
They're from the Shepherd.
they're out of Shepherd.
But they're, aren't they the ones doing the work at the airport?
They did do some work there.
I will tell you that the airport has been delighted with their work. You know, we've had a lot of rain and wet weather. They were all in town working on jobs because they're concerned about their deadlines. They were all in town working on 4th of July to get that job done. Matt was at the last meeting and, man, they just couldn't say enough about that, or that crew. So I'm glad to see them on the list. I think they'll be a good addition.
Okay, I need a motion and a second to adopt.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Which brings us to municipal order number 41, 2019, agreement with HCEC TV for annual services. And I need a motion and a second to read.
Motion,
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal orders duly made, seconded, and approved. Whereas the city complies with KRS 61.800, where the General Assembly finds and declares that the basic policy of KRS 61.805 to 61.850 is that the formation of public policy is public business and shall not be conducted in secret, and the exceptions provided for by KRS 61.810 or otherwise provided for by law shall be strictly construed. Now be it ordered that the city of Elizabethtown approves the agreement with HCEC TV for television production services for meetings of the Elizabethtown City Council in an amount of $7,680 annually, plus for any and all captioning services added to the Elizabethtown City Council's programming by HCEC TV. The agreement is attached as Exhibit A. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and or his designate be and he is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order, read, adopted, and approved as the 15th day of July 2019.
Any discussion?
Are we, does KRS 61.800, does it require that we have an outside firm do this? In other words,
No.
can we do it in-house if we wanted to?
Probably. You know.
But with the contract capabilities with the school system, to have it on the local cable access and have that, we don't have those capabilities in the contract.
We have looked at that in the past and determined that it was, at the time too, it's just, they could do it more efficiently and inexpensively for us.
You mean, somebody can do something more efficiently than the government?
Shocking.
Well, motion and a second to adopt. Motion. All in favor? Opposed? Next is municipal order number 42, 2019, appointing Mark Malone as search and rescue coordinator. And I need a motion and a second to read.
So moved.
second,
All in favor? Opposed?
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Whereas the mayor of the city of Elizabethtown, per KRS 39F.020, wishes to reappoint Mark Malone as search and rescue coordinator through July 30th, 2023. Now be it ordered that the city appoints Mark Malone as search and rescue coordinator effective August 1st, 2019. The above-named local search and rescue coordinator shall be responsible for the overall coordination, response, and operations of search and rescue missions within the city of Elizabethtown. This appointment shall be for 4 years from the date of this acceptance. He shall complete all required training and develop a comprehensive search and rescue for the city of Elizabethtown. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and or his designate is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order, read, adopted, and approved this the 15th day of July, 2019.
You know, this is something that Mark's jockeyed for a long time. I'm glad we started finally giving him an important role. Anybody have any discussion?
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Need a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
All in favor? Opposed? This brings us to municipal order number 43, 2019, accepting Kentucky State Master Contract from Municipal Equipment Incorporated for PAC-MAC brush loader for public works. I need a motion and a second to read.
Motion to read.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Now be it ordered that the City of Elizabethtown accepts the following Kentucky State Master Contract MA number 7581600000557 for PAC-MAC brush loader from Municipal Equipment Incorporated in the amount of $194,887.20. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and/or his designate is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order, including but not limited to the signing of all contracts and obtaining the necessary permits. Read, adopted, and approved this the 15th day of July, 2019.
Any discussion? Okay, I need a motion and a second to adopt.
See, you had it.
Wow. Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Very good. Next is municipal order number 44, 2019, agreement with Kentucky Transportation Cabinet for St. John Road. I need a motion and second to read.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Whereas the City of Elizabethtown, the Elizabethtown Hardin County MPO, and the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet District 4 Office have identified the reconstruction of St. John Road, Kentucky 1357, as an important transportation project for safety and economic development purposes. And whereas the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet has conducted public hearings and acquired easements and right-of-way for the improvement of St. John Road, now be it ordered by the Elizabethtown City Council that the city enter into an agreement with the Kentucky Transportation Department that upon completion of the Kentucky 1357 St. John Road widening project, the city will accept ownership for the operation and maintenance of any facility meant for conveyance outside the driving portion of Kentucky 1357 St. John Road, which would include but not be limited to sidewalks, multi-use paths, or bicycle paths. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and/or his designate is authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order, including the execution of any agreements, contracts, applications, forms, permits, or any other documents. Read, adopted, and approved this the 15th day of July, 2019.
Any discussion?
As paving doesn't include walking lanes, is that correct? That we discussed earlier, should walking lanes.
Yes,
Yeah, it's a multi-use.
Multi-use lane on the side.
which hopefully we can use to link those trails with no problem.
Right, link all the way down, sports park down to bypass there.
Yeah, it'll make connections there at the sports park and to the trails now at University Drive and the Van Shaw Trail.
Those residents get onto ECTC, they're safely.
Correct.
And hopefully they, originally they were gonna let that job in 2024, and they moved it up, so we're being told all the way to 2021, so much better and it's much needed, so it's gonna be a real improvement to that area.
I think it'd be a great benefit to give them access to that public library, especially on that road.
Need a motion and a second to adopt?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Next is municipal order number 45, 2019, which is an agreement with Kentucky Transportation Cabinet for Cardinal Drive. So I need a motion and a second to read.
Motion to read.
Second. All in favor? Opposed?
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Whereas the city and Kentucky Transportation Cabinet have worked cooperatively for many years on the design, upgrading, and realignment of Cardinal Drive, Kentucky 361, and Woodland Drive, formerly Kentucky 1600, to assure that it was a safe transportation corridor. Now be it ordered by the Elizabethtown City Council that the city enter into an agreement with the Kentucky Transportation Department to accept maintenance responsibility from the edge of pavement of Cardinal Drive, Kentucky 361, to the right-of-way line for said road, and further agrees to accept ownership for the operation and maintenance of any facility meant for the conveyance outside of the driving portion of Cardinal Drive, Kentucky 361, which would include but not be limited to sidewalks, multi-use paths, or bicycle paths, and further agrees to accept the following roadway sections and their adjacent right-of-way into the city road maintenance system. That would be A, Woodland Drive at RT Station 3101.53 from realigned Kentucky 361, Cardinal Drive, easterly to the end of the pavement at the cul-de-sac, a total distance of approximately 0.125 miles, as referenced on the KYTC plan sheets R9, R15, R17, R20, and R25. And B, any other street approaches that connect with Cardinal Drive, Kentucky 361, upon completion of the realignment of Cardinal Drive, Kentucky 361, and the resurfacing of said section of Woodland Drive as noted above. This shall include the city having all rights, responsibility, title, and ownership for the operation and maintenance of said facilities. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and or his designate is authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order, including executing any agreements, deeds, easements, documents, and forms. Read, adopted, and approved this 15th day of July, 2019.
Discussion? Everybody good? Okay, motion and second to adopt, please. Salute.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is municipal order number 46, 2019, contract with CMW Incorporated for Public Works Building Phase 3. Need a motion and second to read. So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Whereas the city developed a master plan for the development of its public works complex through the construction and renovation of various buildings over multiple phases to better serve the citizens of the city. And whereas the city has consulted with CMW Incorporated relative to the necessary professional services for the next phase of this plan, the Public Works Maintenance Building renovation. Now be it ordered that the city of Elizabethtown approves the contract with CMW Incorporated for services for the Public Works Maintenance Building renovation Phase 3 in an amount not to exceed $10,000. These services shall include site, building, and code reviews and the development of conceptual plans and project cost estimates. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and or his designate is authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order, including signing all agreements, contracts, and documents. Read, adopted, and approved this is the 15th day of July, 2019.
And I think we have some discussion on this.
Mayor, I have a concern. I'm voting against this because I think we're going the wrong direction with our building projects here in the city. I think when we go away from design build, we spend more money than we need to. Obviously, those that go in and consult and design, the architects, they draw these beautiful buildings, and then and we love them. We fall in love with them, and then when it comes time to bid these, we go, "Wow, I can't believe that price." Well, it's because they're not economically designed. And when we go design build, those that are designing it have to build it, and they have these all these concepts and stuff in mind to know that they've got to do it efficiently. And so I think that while this is a renovation project, not a new build, I still think that we're better off to do a design build or a design renovation project than we are to have somebody go in and do it and then have to go out and get bids to make it happen then. So,
Marty, I agree with what you said, especially on new construction. And isn't that kind of what jam we got ourselves into on the administrative office at the park and also
Yes.
at the park?
yes,
I
absolutely.
mean, it was such a grandiose plan that everybody fell in love with it. And then, boy, we found out what it cost to build it.
Right.
But I'm not sure how that would play in this being a renovation. I'd like to have a little bit of.
And I would let you all
guidance
know,
that.
on the last two projects at the parks, we didn't do design build though. We used a construction manager to try to control cost and look
We
at
had to do
contracts differently.
We had to do that.
I mean, we chose to do it that way after.
But
we did it
but we
otherwise.
chose because it was designed and we went, wow, and everybody wanted that design, and then we found out what the cost was. I mean, I voted, and so yeah, but.
Even with the construction manager process that we used on those projects though, the design did not change greatly. I mean, we still liked the design. And again, on this project, as you all have both pointed out, I mean, it is a renovation of an existing facility, so some of the parameters on the project are going to be a little bit different. As we've talked too, I mean, it's not just here in Elizabethtown where we've recently had projects that have come in over some of the initial estimation. We are a member of an organization and with other communities across the state, and in the last couple months, going in, and probably came up because we were all going into budget time, people sharing their projects across the state, and again, very similar to us, a lot of communities are saying they've only had one contractor bidding on a project, but they've only been able to get two, and their projects, based on initial estimation, are anywhere from 20 to 30% over some of the initial estimates and stuff. And again, I know we've talked about those concerns. I know you all are concerned about making sure we use the public's money wisely. The staff makes that attempt to work with whatever consultants and whatever contractors we have to value engineer projects and make sure we're doing things to be good stewards of that money and that public trust. Unfortunately, I think in the climate for construction that we're in right now, I mean, with limited workforces and material costs going up, I mean, that's, I don't think any of us get excited when we know projects cost a little bit more, but that is somewhat of the construction climate that we're all having to deal with. I mean, if you all would like us to look at other ways to do projects, I think we will always be willing to do that for you all. I would tell you on this particular project, because it is a renovation, because we've worked with CMW on the other two buildings that have been constructed down at our Public Works complex to this point. I do think they have a good feel for our market here, Marty, and pricing and that design. I think they also have a good understanding of the buildings that have been built down there and the level of finishes and the quality that this community wants in our projects. So I think that's why we've brought it to you all, and we would ask that you do approve the contract with them so we can move that project along.
Anyone else?
I think I agree with you, Ed, on this particular project, but I think I agree with Marty going forward that I think we ought to try. And I do appreciate the fact that we hired a construction manager, and I think they'd probably save us a little money, not much. But you got to remember, the design was already there, so it worked within the parameters that we gave him. And we didn't give him a whole lot of leeway because we said, here's what you've got to build. And it seems like that we should have enough expertise within our own departments to have a fairly close estimate of what things cost, to where we could give a designer a budget. Then you have 1, 2, or 3 different designers competing within that space, knowing that here's your budget. And it just seems like to me that we can probably get more bang for our buck if we go to the design deal. And I'd at least like to try it on the next major.
And we can look at projects that way, where we think that might be an appropriate way to look at some cost savings. I mean, we'll work with Scott through the facilities department, and I mean, they're in tune with a lot of those costs and evaluating those. And as we do more construction, I mean, we're starting to build that data here on knowing how much some of those costs are in our local market too. So,
and I still think on some of the smaller projects, we need to consider either a master carpenter's position or a master builder's position here in this town. Because I think there's a lot of these things we can do in-house ourselves.
I need a motion and a second to adopt.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Okay, that gets us through the business. Which comes up to information items and announcements, and We have a comprehensive plan public workshop that's scheduled for Thursday, July 18th, from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Pritchard Community Center. And for those that may not have heard or seen any of our social media postings or the article that was written very well in the News Enterprise, this is a great way for the public to get involved, to get out and voice their opinion on the direction that they think they would like to see the city go or proceed towards. It's a 15, 20-year plan, and it's something that we want to make sure that we get as much input as we possibly can from the public. So we hope to see everybody there, and the goal is for everybody to bring 5 people with them. And we're open to any suggestions or ideas or anything that anybody wants to put in front of us to the committee that we have put together, so they can have some guidance on how to represent moving forward and how to put that plan together. Harry's on it. He's a good representative for the council, and there's several very accomplished business people in several different disciplines throughout the community that are really there to represent the people, and we want to make sure that we do a great job. So it takes public input to be able to do that. Anybody have any discussion on that?
And now's everyone's chance.
And now's their chance. That's right.
Now's your chance to say what you want. And, you know, it's funny, my daughter got in the backseat of my car last night, and there was a book in there, and it was the Envision book, and it said the 20-year plan, and she says, good grief, who plans 20 years in advance? And I said, what's gonna happen to you and your kids if we don't plan?
20 years beyond you before you know it.
That's exactly right, but not to a 22-year-old.
That's right. That's right. Very good. I want to make one other announcement, accolades for my friend Corey Bond. News Enterprise recognized 20 people under 40 in the paper yesterday that are leaders in their community, have already had some great accomplishments. Corey was one of them. Very proud of him. Detective Madison Klinsky, Elizabethtown Police Department, was another. She's been an officer, how long, Jeremy?
2011.
Okay, so she's had 8 years roughly on. She's been outstanding her whole career, and we're very proud of her for being recognized. And Aaron Hawkins, who is our city planner, who also does an outstanding job for planning and zoning, even though he got recognized for pouring beer and making beer. That's okay. And he owns Flywheel Brewing, or partially owns Flywheel Brewing, but he does an exceptional job for the city as well. And we're really excited to have quality people like that. And I could never say enough good things about the people that work with us in city government there. It's just been a real blessing to me. And I'm really especially proud of those 3.
Congratulations.
Being under 40. That's what I was surprised by. Not that you're great, but.
So, with that being said, we are going to go close meeting pursuant to KRS 61.810 subsection 1 to conduct deliberation on future acquisition or sale of real property by the city, to discuss the general nature of existing and possible litigation by the city, to discuss personnel which might lead to the appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an individual employee, member, or student, and to discuss specific economic development proposals. And I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Thank you all.